What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I got a comment on one of my recent videos, the one I just posted, talking about adding carbs back after the carnivore diet. And somebody said, it seems like you fixed your insulin resistance. And honestly, I think they may be right. Because right now I am eating around 150 to 200 grams of carbohydrates a day, and my weight has stayed consistent. My energy's steady, my digestion feels good, and my body feels pretty damn good right now. But it wasn't always like this. Matter of fact, even during this transition phase back to carbohydrates, it wasn't always like this either. It took about, I want to say, a full week for my body to adjust to the carbs, to bringing carbs back in. Now, I won't... I won't recommend going like all in right away. And what I mean by all in is like pounding 300, 400 grams of carbs. Like I worked my way slowly. I started with 50 grams, and then I kind of worked my way up to 100, 150 felt good. And I was like, okay, let's push 200. Okay, so what happened during that process? I I definitely was like passing out, frequent napping. I felt like crap, but I had a feeling it was something that I had to push through, and then my body wasn't used to, and it was like finally getting it. So I think it just kind of forgot how to utilize it properly. But eventually my body figured it back out again, and I feel great. Like I really feel like, I'm just not crashing anymore. If anything, I feel like the carbohydrates are giving me energy now. So everything's good. Now, I do track my calories just to have a rough estimate of how much I need to maintain my weight. But I want to be clear about something here. I don't actually know for sure if I had insulin resistant to start with. Like I never got it medically diagnosed, but from how my body used to react to the carbs when I was overweight, and this is the main thing here, guys. When I was overweight compared to how it handles them now, it is a night and day difference. So this is my main point here. I really think it had to do with me being overweight. It had something to do with the excess body fat. And we know that excess body fat is linked to insulin resistance, right? We already know this. Back when I was heavier, everything I ate made me feel off. Constantly bloating, random spikes of blood pressure, just feeling uncomfortable all the time, and it wasn't just from carbs either, guys. It was even when I was strict carnivore. When I started strict carnivore, I remember waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, heart pounding, body stressed out, couldn't fall back asleep. It was very bad. And looking back now, I think, my body was literally telling me that something was wrong. And, once I actually, took a look in the mirror and realized that this may be stemming from, just me being overweight, I had to really take a good look at myself in the mirror to realize this, because you can really get dogmatic into these different diets, thinking that this is the way, the only way, the truth, but it wasn't until I got into that calorie deficit, guys, where, I started losing body fat and those symptoms that I was having started to slowly fade away. It wasn't instant, but, week after week, staying consistently losing 2 pounds a week, I started feeling my body, calm down. My sleep started to improve, my energy got better, and that constant stress response went away completely. Now before this, obviously I wasn't tracking my food, so I was most likely eating in a surplus for a long time, which allowed me to slowly gain more and more body fat until, all this started catching up with me. And that's like I said, that's when I, really had to take a hard look at myself in the mirror and admit to myself, okay, I'm obviously going in the wrong direction here. And like I said, guys, it's not something easy to do, especially when you're deep into something like this, deep into this diet, this special diet that you think is the all the Almighty, you start to blame everything else. Your thyroid, your gut, just making up all these, different scenarios in your head. But at the end of the day, for me, the real root cause was just having too much body fat. Because having too much body fat, can be the contributing factor to all these other issues that you're looking up, like thyroid, gut health, and all kinds of stuff, right? So, all in all, when I look back at it now, I don't really think it was the carnivore diet itself that fixed my insulin resistance or my ability to like handle food better or carbohydrates better. I think it was the process of losing the excess body fat, in my opinion, and improving my body composition. That's what made the all difference. That's what was actually the healing that took place, was losing the excess body fat. Because we already know, like I said, that losing body fat improves insulin sensitivity. This is known. It helps your digestion, your blood pressure, your overall energy. And I really think that's what happened with me. Now, I will say, I'm not knocking the carnivore diet, because I think, the carnivore diet was still a great tool for me. It helped me eliminate foods that were causing me problems. It got me off inhalers. It made me realize which foods my body actually reacted to. All kinds of stuff. To me, it's the ultimate elimination diet when it comes to finding out what's causing inflammation in your body. But the real long-term healing benefits, again, I still come down to this. I think I didn't start seeing the healing until I started losing the body fat and, building muscle. So that's basically where I am right now. I feel like I've fixed my insulin sensitivity, not through some magical diet, but through getting my body back in shape. And I truly believe you can do this with or without carbs. The main thing is being in control of your calories, building lean muscle tissue, and staying consistent, obviously. But from what I've noticed, most of these issues I had, insulin, caffeine sensitivity, even stress, all came from just being out of shape. Once my body started working the way it was supposed to again, everything just started falling back into place. I became sensitive to, caffeine again, right? It doesn't take me much. I'll have like half a cup of coffee and I'm like wired, right? I just feel like it did some true healing there. And when I eat carbohydrates now, there's no, bloating issues going on. There's no ups and downs and crashes, and, my body's utilizing it better. I feel more fuller in my muscles, right? I wasn't getting that when I was out of shape. So yeah, it's been a very interesting journey for me, but, that comment in my, YouTube video, it hit me. So I felt called to, make a video for you guys, because it actually made me realize how far I've actually come. I might not have all the answers, but I know I feel better. I feel stronger and more in tune with my body than I ever have before, guys. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now. If you've been through something similar, please drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.